Hey, I thought we could go over day 3 of the Best Kanye West Song Tournament Deathmatch Extreme 3000 and recap the matchups, who won, and what day 4 has in store for us. A brief history: the Best Kanye West Song Tournament Deathmatch Extreme started in January of 2017, and it was something that we just did on the podcast, me, Travis, and friend of the show, Jordan C. Johnson. And we did a big 128 Kanye song bracket and did a 3-hour episode where we went through each matchup and figured out which song won between us, the three of us voting on every matchup. And I believe it was Hold My Liquor that won for us. I think that was it. And then that December of 2017, we decided to do a public one on Twitter, which was a lot of fun. Most of the polls were getting 300 to 600 votes, and people were just really upset about some of the matchups, which was a lot of fun. We randomized everything, and some of those were just brutal what came out. So we decided to do the third iteration of the Best Kanye West Song Tournament Deathmatch Extreme, making it an annual December event. So this is the 3000 edition of the tournament. And we're currently in day 3, and you can see the matchups that just happened. Say You Will versus Crack Music, Jesus Walks versus Ye versus the People, Everything I Am versus Blame Game, Drive Slow versus Pinocchio Story, ouch, Touch the Sky versus Liftoff, which is very poetic, On Site versus Yikes, Blood on the Leaves goes against I'm In It, and Violent Crimes against New Godflow. So the winners: Say You Will defeated Crack Music pretty handily, which I kind of thought Crack Music might do better, but I feel like 808s, especially with the 10-year anniversary, has just had a pretty big resurgence, and Say You Will is really getting a lot of love that it deserves, I think. Then you got Jesus Walks or Ye versus the People, and I do wonder who voted for Ye versus the People. I did really like it. I think it's better than what people give it credit for, especially not as a song that I want to put on and play, but as music being art and being an artistic statement and a way to make a statement about something. Same thing with like Who Will Survive in America. Like, I don't want to put on Who Will Survive in America to listen to it, but like, I respect Who Will Survive in America. When it comes in at the end of that album, I think it does so much for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. There's a mosquito flying around. That mosquito's fucking dead. You just witnessed premeditated murder. Now let's do something beautiful, you know? We just had something dark going on. Anyway, let's move on to the next matchup. So Everything I Am versus Blame Game. Blame Game took that. I actually thought Everything I Am might win. It's one of the most beloved songs off of college or graduation, along with Can't Tell Me Nothing, and they both have that kind of anthem quality to it. But Blame Game, with how dynamic it is, how vulnerable and emotional it is, that Chris Rock outro, it won. And we got Drive Slow going up against Pinocchio Story. Man, I love Pinocchio Story a lot, but Drive Slow, just those multiple verses, the beat, Felix the Cat, Drive Slow took it. And then Touch the Sky versus Liftoff. Liftoff was a dark horse candidate. It's become a meme on the show, as Jordan C. Johnson is a heavy defender of Liftoff, where Travis is kind of in the middle ground. Sometimes he really enjoys the song, sometimes he doesn't enjoy the song, and I'm very anti-Liftoff. Sorry to all of you that are very pro-Liftoff, but it's just absurd to me, like, all of it. The Beyonce portion is just so repetitive and dominates the song. Jay-Z's lines are the most absurd thing in the world to me, and Kanye says like 15 words. So no, I'm glad it's out. Touch the Sky. And then we get On Site versus Yikes, which I thought might be a little bit closer. Yikes was definitely a standout song from Ye. And On Site, as much as Yeezus people love it, It's not everybody's favorite song. I think a lot of the people that I talk to that say that they hate Yeezus, I ask them why. For the love of God, why? And On Site actually comes up a lot. People are just like, that's such an ugly song. Felix really wants my attention. It's such an ugly song. And Yikes has that hook that's really infectious and has a lot of energy. So I thought it might dominate, but it didn't. Hey, Gato. Then we get Blood in the Leaves versus I'm In It, which I'm In It's doing such cool things. The Starfucker line's one of my favorite moments on Yeezus, but Blood on the Leaves is Blood on the Leaves. What are you going to do? You're facing Blood on the Leaves. This could win the tournament. So it's going to be an unfavorable matchup for whoever is going against Blood on the Leaves. And we end with Violent Crimes or New Godflow. And the Violent Crimes is the first song from Ye or Kids See Ghosts in the tournament to have a victory. And it goes over New Godflow, one of the hit songs from Cruel Summer. So there were a lot of people that were kind of flabbergasted by that. I think people love Dad Ye. You know, only one's currently winning in day 4. So I think the Dad Ye-ness of Violent Crimes and just how beautiful that song can be, some of the lines, reality, with the colors dripping off. There's such cool moments on that, with New Godflow being like a great verse and a great song, but like, I don't know, there's an emotional quality Violent Crime has that New Godflow just does not. So that ended up being the result of day 3 of the tournament. And you can see the bracket here and where we currently stand. We're going to see in the next round, round 3, Say You Will versus Jesus Walks, Blame Game versus Drive Slow, Touch the Sky versus On Site, and Blood on the Leaves versus Violent Crimes. For day 4, which is ongoing right now, we get Only One versus Send It Up, Love Lockdown versus 30 Hours, Gold Digger against Spaceship, Big Brother, Hey Mama, Flashing Lights against White Dress, St. Pablo against Welcome to the Jungle, I Love Kanye versus Heard Him Say, and Paranoid versus Never Let Me Down. So I'll have a video tomorrow recapping the results of day 4. If you want to vote in the tournament, just go to our Twitter page at Kanye Podcast and you can vote. Or if you just want to follow along, check in here on the daily for these video updates that I'm going to start doing for this. You know, if you can subscribe to the channel, very much appreciate it. We're still trying to grow. We hit the monetization level that we needed to hit, which was awesome. Now it's just continuing to grow and get more visibility to the channel. So subscribing, upvoting, or liking, those are the best ways to help us out, and they're very free. So thank you very much for that, and I'll be back with another video and my guest Felix the Cat in just a few minutes. See ya.